My name is Teddy Prince, and if you don't know who I am an investigative reporter who is kind of a dick, as I always wanted to dig deep into the legends and stories of every incident, situation to get a good story for a website called who specializes in investigating and exposing the truth in stories, incidences, and legends. We write stories about government secrets, legends like Bigfoot and Loch Ness being exposed or debunked. And recently I discovered a news story about a group of puppies called the Paw Patrol. The Paw Patrol are a group of rescue puppies led by a child called Ryder, who goes around on missions helping those with problems. But recently they were in the news after the Paw Patrol were reported missing after their last mission, which was a rescue mission, after getting a call from a nearby cave that someone was trapped inside. They said they would need every single member of the Paw Patrol to save them. But when they went to help them, they entered the cave, but no, none of the Paw Patrol left the cave. That's when I decided myself to go and investigate the cave, to see for myself what happened. But knowing that the police would stop others from heading inside, and also with the big other newspapers covering the story, I decided to head off during the night to get a better shot of what's inside, or getting inside. And weirdly it was the right choice. I was able to sneak past the town and to the cave, and at that point it was already looking a bit shifty. All the Paw Patrol vehicles are still there, not touched, but yet the cave was covered in police tape. After ripping down as much as I needed, I entered the cave with only a torch and a penknife in my pocket just in case. But I was in for a bigger shock as I entered deeper within the cave. As I kept on going, it started to become clear that this rescue mission was no rescue. As more I entered the cave, I started to see clothing and equipment scattered around, broken and ripped apart. But as I looked closely, I discovered these were the clothing, jackets and equipment owned by the pups of the Paw Patrol, which was starting to worry me. Why would the Paw Patrol just abandon their equipment, the stuff they need to complete the rescue in the first place? If these people were really in trouble and needed all the members, it must have been a big rescue. That's if it was a rescue in the first place. As I went deeper into the cave, the scattered remains of the Paw Patrol gear turned into cave paintings of what looked like demons and monsters. Drawings of humans with monster parts being ripped out of their bodies. The pictures are still nightmares to me. They look so sinister and vile. But the problem was the ink used to draw them. Some of them didn't look that old. Then came to the worst part of the cave. The tunnel turned into a huge main part of the cave, which was an open space with small streams of red water on the side. However, in the middle of the space was some type of demonic circle, which was covered in red dry blood. Something was very wrong at this point, and definitely, when in the middle of the circle and the blood, was the collar of Marshall the Fire Pup. This was no rescue, but something much worse. At the end of the cave was a small little hole which looks like some type of door. Around the door were many other drawings of even more sinister stuff. This time the humans were replaced by dogs being cut open and animals being slaughtered, which was giving me clues about what may have happened. As I entered the door, it was pitch black, blacker than the rest of the cave, but I could smell the rotten flesh around me. But it wasn't that dark to see the horror that was waiting for me. As I entered, I dropped to my knees in horror and sickness of what I was seeing. There they were, the Paw Patrol, every single puppy of the group, slaughtered, nailed to the cave wall, with their eyes cut out and their tongues cut out as well. Drawn, carved into their stomachs, was the same symbol where I found Marshall's dog collar. Ryder was nowhere to be seen, but in the middle of that room was the same symbol, but this time it was covered in even more blood, and even more collars of the puppies. There was also some type of audio tape mixed in with the collars as well. As I played it, for the first few seconds all you can hear is the puppies crying, screaming, crying to be let go. Then you hear some type of dark, sinister voice saying,
"Your friends ain't dead. They are just reborn."
Suddenly, as the tape finished, the pups started to sing. I turned around to see their lifeless bodies started singing in the same tune. They were singing some chant which was in some type of different language. A language I couldn't understand. But that was not what got me. Even though it froze me, I then was shocked by a loud roar that came down the other end. I then noticed there was another carving, another hole that led to another room. But the loud roaring noise came from that room. At that point I just ran. I just ran back the way I came. I didn't look back as the pups singing started to get louder as I got away. I didn't look back, but only the few times, where all I saw was a shadow of what looked like a huge werewolf-like creature chasing me at high speed. I was able to escape with my life, and at that point I never went back. I didn't cover the story, and I didn't have anything else to do with the Paw Patrol or anything to do with the town. Until the next week, when, back on the news, they were covering the story again. This time, their leader Ryder had been found. He was covered in scratch marks, but the worst part was, his left arm was missing. When he was investigated by police, they wanted him to tell him what he saw in the cave. He told them everything about what I saw. And as they investigated the cave, they found the bodies of the pups in the same way I did. But the thing that chased me was nowhere to be seen. To this day, no one really knew what happened in the cave. All we can come to, though, is some type of trick. Whoever was in that cave was planning some type of sacrifice. And the pups were the victims. That's why they called them. But why the Paw Patrol? Why did they make so much of the efforts just to get the Paw Patrol to come down and help them, just so they can kill them? That's when I tried to gain contact with Ryder. But it's pretty hard to gain contact with somebody like him. But I did find out one thing. During the investigation, Ryder mentioned about a certain creature that was a creation of the evil side of the Paw Patrol. Everybody has an evil side. It's just up to us if we want to release it. The Paw Patrol never knew this. But whoever killed them, he drained them of that side. And I think they put it in one big creature. I have no idea who did this, but I do know one thing. The police also investigated the room I refused to go in. And what I found, or what they found, was even worse. It was just broken, rusted shatters of chains. Which means whatever that thing was, they were trying to keep it locked up. But it didn't work. But that also must mean one thing. If the police didn't find it, and the chains were broken, that must mean the creature has escaped. The creature is out there, and whatever it is, it should be avoided. After my experience, that thing could do anything. But who I really feel sorry for are the fans of the Paw Patrol. At least they still got the Paw Patrol still living, just not in the way they wanted. And that being the creature.